Hello everybody. I'm back to do one more experimental and impromptu video that was inspired earlier today. I watched another YouTube reader, and she was speaking about the 5-planet alignment we have in the sky. And today is Thursday, the 21st of January 2016. So from the 20th of January through the 20th of February 2016, we have 5 planets aligned in the sky, which is, the planets are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Now, we're still in the Mercury retrograde phase, where we've been resting and reevaluating and reassessing, and perhaps even making new plans, which is appropriate when you're reevaluating and reassessing. Moving forward after the 25th of January, when Mercury goes direct, is quite appropriate to take those plans and move forward. And now we're moving forward with this special planetary energy until the 20th of February 2016. And this is the first time in 10 years this alignment has happened. So please reflect back on where you were 10 years ago. And that would have been in January of 2006. So reflect back. And while you're in these last few days of Mercury retrograde, if you're reflecting, reassessing, reevaluating, and creating new plans, if you're writing things down, if you're making resolutions for moving forward, also take that into consideration. So I would like to do a reading where I choose 5 cards and then interpret that to give you some information as to how to move forward or how to work with this special planetary energy. So the information to help you work with this special planetary energy is what I meant to say. And these little cards are the Hanson Tarot deck. They're the very first deck of cards that I started working with, that I bought for myself about 20 years ago. Not quite, about 19 years ago. And they're small like playing cards, so I like to give them a little playing card shuffle, although I doubt that I'll become a Vegas card dealer anytime soon. So we've got a card for Mercury. We've got a card for Venus. Okay. We've got a card for Mars. Great. We've got a card for Jupiter. Let's get a card for Jupiter. And we've got a card for Saturn. Let's get a nice card for Saturn. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let me just double check my camera setup to make sure that everybody can see the cards just right. Okay, perfect. I'm just experimenting with my setup today also, so please bear with me. So we've got for Mercury, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And for Venus, we have the Knight of Rods in reverse. For Mars, we have the Fool. For Jupiter, we have the 4 of Pentacles. And for Saturn, we have the 4 of Rods. So, again, a lot of Pentacles cards. And in the past few readings, the Pentacles have been all about slow and steady progression forward with your plans and with your finances. for the Mercury card, which Mercury is the swift-moving planet, the messenger. When Mercury goes direct especially, this is indicating continue with what you've been doing. You're totally on the right path. You've made a lot of progress in your work. Whatever you reassess or reevaluate as far as your planning goes, I feel that it's going to be quite productive to move forward with those plans. Like, so you're on the right track is what I'm feeling. The next card we have is the Knight of Rods, which is a fire sign, and it's a fast moving, it's a fire energy. The fire signs are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And it's a very fast moving knight, very passionate, very fast, fiery energy. And this one's in reverse. And the first thing that came to my mind was, because it's fire, in reverse, go back to when we were in Sagittarius. So that would be before we went into Mercury retrograde. Sagittarius would be the end of November to the end of December. So like November 21st or 22nd through December 21st or 22nd. So go back to that energy, go back to that time period. And I feel that something you were doing then got delayed or halted, and that might be part of the plans going forward. The Fool, I believe when I pulled this out, the Fool was in reverse. So the Fool in reverse can indicate lack of forward motion. The Fool upright indicates this is a 0 card. This is the beginning. This is a fresh start. This is carefree energy. This is also very creative, passionate fire energy. So whether it's upright or in reverse, I feel that the message is the same. It's about moving forward. It's definitely about moving forward. But it's also about moving forward with maybe a little bit of caution, or with a little extra level of experience, expertise. Like you have the experience from a previous experience. So you can move forward with a passionate, creative project. Maybe there was some delay. Maybe you were halted. Maybe you got discouraged and gave up on it. Maybe this is something that you were reassessing or reevaluating during the Mercury retrograde. So the advice is to move forward with it, but with forewarning, with knowledge. You already know. You're forewarned. You have the education. You have the experience to move forward with it wisely, not so blithely moving forward. It is new, uncharted territory, but you're not that naive or that blind to the situation. You see what's going around with you. Like I'm getting your perspective is 360. You see what's happening, and again, the four of Pentacles. This has been coming up so much. It's definitely still about slow progression with your finances and diligence, but this is also about watching your attitudes towards your money, watching your attitude towards your work ethic, or not so much your work ethic, but your attitude towards your workmates, your work team, and rise above it. Cooperate more. This is the Miser card. This is the card of being very stingy. Like, rise above it. Work with your workmates and cooperate. And if you do, the Saturn is the taskmaster, and we are Saturn. Saturn is in Sagittarius. And I feel like it is a challenge to learn to work on a team, or to work with limitations, because Sagittarius is the planet, or is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion. And Sagittarius, the astrological sign, those people are all about freedom and no limits and independence, and they're like the lone wolf. They're not good team players. They just want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And they're lovely people, and they're very fire sign, and they're very passionate and very creative, and they're even quite humanitarian. But they tend not to do well in teams or in groups, I don't personally feel. So the fours here, the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Rods, indicate stability, and stability in your finances, and stability in your creative endeavors, and creating a very stable, happy, joyous environment. And this is a home environment, but it's also an office environment, and it's also people who work from home and creative people. So creative people who work in an office or work at home or who work on teams. These are things to be mindful of. Be more mindful of creating those, or nurturing is the word I'm getting. Be more mindful of nurturing those environments, an environment of cooperation and an environment of creativity where you really get together and you mastermind a creative plan together. So, just to recap it, you're doing great. You're doing great with your money and your work. And you already, either this way or this way, you already learned your lesson about something. And even though there was a delay or a halt in the action, you can move forward with it. And this is a great time, we're in Aquarius, to work on creativity and using all the resources on your team. Everybody's important. Nobody is more important than the other. Everybody has something to contribute to the creative endeavor. And if you see it that way and you give up some of your ego-ness and your miserliness, your lack of willing to participate, or whatever that is, the grudge, or just rise above it and cooperate with your team and see everybody's input as valuable, you can really create something long-lasting and really, really happy and profitable for yourself and everybody else involved, whether they're your teammates or your family or just yourself and your sense of well-being. So I hope that was helpful. It's been a really experimental day with everything for me. I appreciate your watching, appreciate your liking and subscribing to my channel and comments. And if you have any comments or you'd like to schedule something, please feel free to email me at rasincula@gmail.com. And I'll be back soon to do another reading for the full moon coming up on Saturday. Full moon in Leo coming up this Saturday. So stay tuned. I love you guys. Have a great day.